So image sprites, attribute selectors, forms. Okay. When we did form, we didn't see how to design it, Abby. When we did forms in HTML, we did not see how to design it and make it look nice, right? So we should do a form now. I want to see if this lagging is general. Maybe it's just people's file. Maybe the file is too heavy. My VS Code first. Whatever is doing my VS Code is serious. So is it people's file? The other file they work fast. I think I have too much things inside that file. Is it because I think it's too bulky? Let me see. I'm going to select everything here. Or better still, just let me see. Audio. Flash. Okay, so what we'll do, let me see if I delete everything here, it will help. I don't want to delete that now. Okay. It's not even a new file problem itself. H1 from preview. I'm going to create. Okay, we actually have a form.html here. So let me use this one, the one we did before, show preview. So this is our form that we created before. So I'm just going to go straight, create a new file, call it form.css, and then remove this, have these two guys here, strings right. So let's see our form. There are different things we can do to this form.
You know the day you thought this color wasn't found. So I'm seeing form.html.
Where? That's just the name now.
So what if I use index?
Yes, doesn't matter. The name of doesn't matter. So I'll take this entire form like this. Okay, let me leave it. Mind you, CSS, whatever you do in CSS is just simply your creative thinking. How beautiful your this thing looks. Just know the right property names to use to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve in your head. So I'll start with the body. I'll say body. I'll put some default body styles. Before then, I'll do my universal reset, which is margin 0 padding 0. Padding 0. Box sizing. Box sizing what? Border box. So in the body, I will say fonts family. I will use system UI Apple systems. I'm using default Android and kene as fonts. I will put a background color. In fact, I think I have. Okay, I'll put a background color for the entire body to be. Well, it should give me a color. I'm running out of colors here. I'll look for a dark color, dark blue. Should do it. Change the name somehow. This, reduce it a little, get it even darker. Let's see. You do now come out. Okay, I've not even linked it CSF. So link our form.css. Change it to form.css. So that is it there. Change this, shift this guy a little. Then come here. Tell this guy to have a color of. Do we know about the 60-30-10 rule of sharing color? I shared one link in the group today, general group. Go and check it. If you go to that link, you will see that on that page, the link I shared a link to somebody's profile. On the page, you see where it talks about the 60-30-10 rule. So it's a way of sharing colors in your page. You have your primary color, you have the secondary color, you have what you call your accent color. So 60% of your page, of your page's design uses your primary color. 30% of your page's design uses your secondary color. 10% is for the accent color. Do you understand? Accent color are for things like your call to action buttons and the rest of them. So I want to apply that 60-30-10 rule now. I'm using the dark blue for the entire, but that is my primary color, my 60%, as you can see. 30% is my secondary color, is for adding a contrast to the primary color, right? So all this text and the rest of the guys will be my primary color, my secondary color. So then I don't know, I think Alice blue will do it, something like that. It's still blue, but a different shade of blue. Let's get it in hex mode. And more like it. But then I'll tell this guy to have a width 100 VW. VW means viewport width. So it will take the full, I'm telling the body to take up the full screen of the browser viewport. And then the same thing for height. Why am I putting the width and height? Because I want to use flex. I will say 100 VH. So it takes in 100 VH. Then I will now say display flex. So everything goes like that. That's not what I want. So I'll still come back and say flex direction column. Maybe it goes back to normal. Then why did I use display flex? I want to say align items. I will say what? Center. Then I want to say justify content. I want to say what? Center. Do you understand? So if I go back to this guy, let's show it on our browser. See how it looks on the browser. And this is how it looks currently. So I told my guy to take few full widths, right? And put this guy. I can actually just push this guy today. Let's do it. Not I can. let me stop saying I can. Let's put this one in a separate div. Let's call it body content or whatever you want to call it, and then put that guy there, put paragraph, put some dummy text to hold. Okay, so now that means I will change my flex direction. I don't need flex direction again. I want them to be displayed in row. Sorry. So they are like this now, right? Then I'll tell this, what did I call it again, self? Body content. I'll come here and I'll say dot. Instead of saying justify content center, I will say space between, right? So that I will have space in between these two. But then, as you see, there's no space going on there because this guy is pursuing the form away. So I'll give this guy here body content a width. I'll say take width. Let's take a width of 30% is enough. Let's see. So that is it there, right? I also tell it to have a padding, just trying to make it look beautiful, of 12 pixels all around, and then it looks like this. I will call on dot body content paragraph and say justify content. I say justify content. What is it called? Text align. I will say justify. So it justifies like that. Okay. I will say dot body content. I have a h1 there, yeah. So I'll say h1. I will say font size. The current font size. What is m as a unit of measurement? M as a unit of measurement means the current font size times the number of things you say. So if I say 2m and the current font size is 16 pixels, that means 2 times 16. Do you understand? So I'll say font size should be 2m, which is if the current size is, like I said, 16 pixels, just multiply it by 2, and that should increase it. Really increase it. Why? Font size 2m. Let's do 3m. Okay, 3m increased. Now I can bring this guy to the center. I can say text align center. I don't know if that center will look nice, but let's try. Look at that. I prefer it where it is before. Let's leave it where it was. Okay, that guy is not my main focus. Let's go back to our form. Now, get back to the form. Let's give this guy a border to see the box that I'm working with. And then I have that guy. So look at where it is currently. Go to the form. Close this guy up. Go to the form. Give this form an ID of sign up. I mean, that is a sign up form. So I'll come here and I'll say not dot, ID is hash sign up, right? That is actually a form called sign up. Let's give it a border to see its orientation and box. So come back. It's looking too small because I said justify content space between. So let's say space evenly, and let's see. Right. So even though it's spaced evenly, what I actually want to achieve is this guy at the far edge, somewhere around here, right? But this form in the center, not at that edge. So I'll go back to space between, keep it this way, but then give my form a width. I can say width, I can say flex basis. Now, it's not a good thing to use this form directly, that is called form, and give it a width. Rather, I'll put this form in a div and then give that div a width. Do you understand? So I'll say div and then put the form there. So what will happen is that div is what we have the ID of sign up, or let me just give it a class. sign up, let me call it sign up underscore form.
Why do you need the form and ID?
Okay, when you get to JavaScript, every form has an ID because you have to get the form and get whatever you're getting from your users from the form. Do you understand? So instead of giving the class, just give it an ID. That way, you are killing two birds with one stone. You're using the ID to style it and you're also using the ID to call it in JavaScript. Okay, so here I call the div it's now a div dot sign up underscore form, Abby. That is this guy. So let's look at that. That div is here. I will now give that div a width of, okay, even without giving it a width, I don't know if I should put something called flex grow. Flex grow tells that guy to grow to fill up the remaining space. Are you seeing that? It grows. So if I put the border now, you see that the border has tried to fill up the box has tried to fill up the remaining space. Yeah. So it was here before, but I said flex grow. It just grows to fill up the remaining space, right? So what I will now do is tell this guy to have a padding all around of 1 rem, maybe 1.2 rem, 1.2 rem, and 1.2 rem is very tiny. Let's give it 1.6 rem. Okay. And now it's time to bring this guy to the center or wherever I want it to be. Shifting it away from this guy. Actually, I want it to be at the edge there. So I will tell this guy, I'm still inside of this guy, I will tell this guy to display flex, and then I will say justify content. I will say what end. It goes to the end. Then I will give this guy a background color. I will still use this guy, but a different shade of this color. It is called monochromatic, whatever English that they speak. I don't forget the English. So it's still the same color. Okay, I don't like that color, but a different shade of that color. Probably use a tint of that color. However, okay, I will tell this guy to, what else can I do with this guy? Padding top and bottom 1.6 rem, 2.6 rem panel. Okay, that is too shouty.
What flex grow?
Flex grow, not flex growth. Where was your ear when I was saying it? Where did you keep your ear?
The value too. Why did you give it value?
Where did you keep your ear when I was saying it? What does flex grow do first of all?
To make it
exactly. So I'm giving it 2 because by default all of them has a flex grow. But just like when I was talking about order, the one that has the highest number grows more than the other ones. If all of them is growing by 1%, if I do 2, that means this one grows more than the other one. Okay, I'm tired of fixing color. I don't know what color to put there, Sham. So let's go into our form main now. This main form, I'll start styling it. So I'll call on this guy. I'll now say dot sign up form div dot sign up underscore form. I'm targeting the form inside of that guy. So I'll not target all kinds of form, but I'll say the direct child that is a form. I will then say this guy should have, I'm giving the background color because I want to see how it looks first inside of that place. Let's see. Okay, I will remove the background color here. Okay, now the text are not showing up because of course the text color is what, at least blue bar. So what I will do is to tell this guy, change this at least blue back to this X value. Tell this guy to have a color of the background color I had, like this. I just inverted everything. Then I will go ahead and tell this guy to have its own padding Akalia of 1.3 rem. It opens up like that. Then I will tell it to have a border radius of 4px. Let's see, not so visible. Let's make it 8. Okay. I can also tell it to have a box shadow. Okay, of 0, 0, that is 0 on the horizontal, 0 on the vertical, and then blur effects will be, let's make it 12px. Let's see. It did not come out. What happened? Let me see if it actually converts. Why is it not saying my? Let me give a different color. Let's say red. Red should be very visible. So it actually comes out 12px. Let's see. Okay. So it's there, but it wasn't so announced. Okay. So I'll put a color. Okay, I forgot it was using the color that this guy has. So I'll put a color black. I'll say RGBA, and then I'll put a bright shade of black, but then I'll say 0.4. Let's see. So there's a shadow there. If you're not noticing it, then something is wrong. So reduce this to hex value, but then increase this to 32, and let's see, much more enhanced. But so there's a shadow there, not so enhanced, but it's there. Okay, I think what I will do is to give this guy its own environment, so we can see that shadow even for a minute there. So are you seeing that shadow now? Okay, so it's more announced. Alright, I'll figure that guy out later. Maybe change the entire background to that. Give this guy a height of 100 V edge. Let's see. No, not so nice. Or is it nice? Anyway, I'll figure.
Too long.
It's too long, Abby. I'll figure that guy later. Let's finish our form first. So the next thing I want to do is to determine how I want my input fields to be. Do I want them to be like as they are currently? First name, this, or I want the first name to. I want this these boxes to be under. Do you understand? If I want them to be under here, this one to be under here, this one to be under here, then I'll have to go ahead and make this guy. I'll call on the form, but their labels. I'll say, just copy this guy, Sean. Come down here. Label. I'll say display block, and guess what? It is not like this. And then do I give that form a width? I did not. So let's give this form a width, so that I'll give it a width of 35% of its container won't be so bad. Let me see how it looks. 35%. Better like that. So I'm going to, I say label, and these guys are affected too, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use input, but I'm going to do something. They will still be affected also. I'll tell this guy to have a width of 100%, and then this guy goes like that. Tell it to have a padding of 4px. Let's see, it opens up a little. 4px is small, make it 6. It opens up even wider, right? Yeah. So I'll tell it to have I will say border. I don't like having borders on my inputs. I will say none. So the border goes away. I will say background color. So you see that even though I've removed the border, it's still having a background color, right? So I will say background color. I will say transparent. It goes away. But then I will say border bottom. I will say one px solid. I will use RGBA because I don't want to use pure black. That thing I did before is what I'll do again. 0, 0, 0, then 0.4. So it gives me a lighter shade. In fact, 0.4 is too much. Let's use 0.3 and an even lighter shade. So what I will do is to convert this long RGBA to H value. H values are always shorter. Okay. So I have this looking like this. And what else do I need? That padding is still too small for my eye. Let's say 12px. So it's looking too big now, too long rather. So I'll tell this guy I have a form, but I don't no. Let's go to padding to px. Where am I having that tallness from? I'll give max height should be 60 VH, so it shouldn't go beyond 60 VH. Good. But then there's overflowing contents here. So I don't know. Clean up a little. See how to get that form down. It's too long. Okay, let's use the padding to 8. Let's see. That guy is hitting that edge because I told the entire body to have a height of 100 VH. You understand? So it's trying to contain this guy inside the body. If I remove the height from this body, my problem will be solved, but I don't want to remove the height because the height is helping us to do the align content. So my problem is solved, like scroll level. I think I should leave it like this, So to save us the stress, remove this guy. Always clean up your code when you are done. Remove the borders. I don't need borders to this guy. And do I need to clean? Nothing else. Okay. So I have here. I want this male and female to be on one straight line, not like this. What do? I can exclude them from my inputs. When I said form input, I can minus that guy. What input type is this? Radio button, Abi. Also, these guys. What input type are they? Checkbox. So I'll come here and say div sign up form input. Use a pseudo class. I'll say not. So all the inputs that are not this thing I'm about to say now. I'll say input attribute selector. Now, are you seeing that? I'll say type equals to what type am I targeting? Checkbox, Abi. So I'll say checkbox first. Let's see. So checkbox have come back to the normal style. I will also say I will still come down here, say comma. I will say input. So I will say type equals to radio, and then radio comes back to normal. So do you understand? Now I've reduced kine back. Also look at my input type of submit. I will also minus that guy too. So I'll still come down here and say command. I will say input type equals to what? submit, right? And then submit is excluded, so we have our form back. I can still go ahead and tell this form to have a explain what? The not. What I simply said, I said call everybody that is not these things I just put here. So I'm selecting inputs. All the inputs will answer me now. Let's say background color. Okay, this will not work. Let's say color. That's text color. Red. So I see that all of them change it to red, Abi? But if I want to minus anyone here, I'll just come here and use a pseudo element selector. Pseudo class rather. It's called not. So what this guy does is that whatever I put inside here will not be selected. So I'm saying select all the inputs that are not this thing I'm calling here now. Do you understand it? So inside all these ones I'm doing here, I'm using attribute selectors. You know how to do attribute selector. I'm saying if I say something like this, we did this now when we did so I'm selecting, if I say input type of checkbox, that means I'm selecting only that one, Abi? So what I just did is that I did this attribute selector, pick and like this, then go inside here and say input that is not this type I'm just calling here. Do you understand it? So that's what I just did inside here now. Okay, so we have these guys up here. The text are still looking very tiny to my eye. First name, last name, enter password, date of birth. So I don't know. I'm going to multiply their size. Maybe the size is currently 16px. I'm going to multiply the size by maybe 0.5 or 1 or whatever. So I'm going to come here and I will say font. I'll say font size for everything there. I'm going to say 1.2 so it increases a little. First name, this, last name, that, and I will call on input now. All the input, doesn't matter what type of input. So I will say input, all kinds of input on my form. I'll tell them to have a margin at the top because I want to shift them. I want to shift them a little from, they are looking too close to this label, Sabi. So I want to shift them a little. Next one, how is your health? You're better now? No. So I'll shift them a little from that guy, 12px. So they shift a little. Now, left and right is 0. So top and bottom 12px, left and right 0. Increase it a little to 16. 24. Why is it not shifting? I don't know my eye they pay me. I know I removed that before. Let me put it again.
You're referring to the top.
Eh?
You're referring to the top only.
To the top only. I know. I should be shifting now. Shifting from this top. I'm saying margin top. I think it's. Bring it down here first. Oh, okay, now I get your points. Okay, I'm referring only to the top, so the 0 at the back does not matter. Okay, it's looking shifted from here, that's why I was confused. So, did I disable this guy? I think I disabled it for me. So notice that when I click, I still have that box, Abby. So to remove that box, to remove that box, I will say all inputs. Let me see this one first. See this one. I don't need to attack those guys. So I'll come and copy this one here. I'll say all these inputs. Come on for my road number. So all these inputs here. Copy. on hover, I will say outline no. Is it on hover? Not on hover, please. Better for that guy. You. Not after. So when this guy is active. Not selection. What's the name? I think they forget this thing. So. Let me see if it's here. If I will see it. On focus. Yeah. So on focus. When it receives focus, outline none. Let's see. So no longer appears. I'll remove that now. Okay. So, come on. Whatever you keep doing here is just you trying to style this guy. I can still tell this guy to have a color only when he has that focus of. Let's keep using the color we've been using since. So so the color changes once I click on that guy. Are you seeing that? I can also tell it to increase the font size. It's looking too small. 24px. Something like that. 24 is too much. Let's make it 14. Looking more like it. Okay.
What about like require if the person has the wrong something or the person?
Form validation can be done on the server side or on the client side. Server side using JavaScript. Server side using PHP or Python or any other server side programming language. Client side using JavaScript. Unless you want to do some browser validations, which is what if you had done the assignment I gave where I say you should go and read up form attributes. Will not be asking me that. So you see that we have required them. So require those guys. So okay, let me just talk on these comments and then the register. So I'll come here. Because the comment is text area, not input. So I couldn't target it with this input, Abby. It's currently styled using this guy called, where is that guy? So text area. So what I'll do is I'll come here and then paste div form. I'll come here and then target text area. What can we do with this text area now? Can maybe give it a width of 100% or can say width 80%. Let me not say 100. Let's see. So it goes, okay, how about 100? 100 might not be so bad. So so you can say height, minimum height it should have, no matter the device, should be 200px. Let's see how 200px is. So it happens like this. I think it's looking more like it. Margin top, let's give the margin top of 18px and let's see. Okay, 18 is too much. 16 and then I think that's it. I can also tell this guy to have a background color on hover. Like I said before, whatever style you give in CSS is just your thoughts. That's why it's called a creative process. I would say on hover. On focus rather, not on hover. I don't know why hover doesn't enter my mouth. You can say background color, make it lit up a little. Now leave, it goes back to normal color. And then increase the font size to 14px like we did in the input. So we say font size 14px. So now notice that there are some reoccurring styles, right? Example, on focus on input, we get 14 ps, Abby. On focus on text area, we get 14 ps. If there's another focus that gets 14 ps, I can just call all of them together in one place and then call the font size 14 ps and remove them from all this place. It helps to keep our code shorter. So instead of each time if I come to input here, I come here and I write font size 14 ps, come down here 14 ps, come another place 14 ps. I just come in one line, call all their names together, put on focus and then 14 ps. You understand? Yeah. It helps minimize the code instead of writing them one by one on each this thing. But that is it for this guy. 40 ps go safe is too small. Let's make it 18. So I am complaining about whatever I'm complaining about, and then I think you should just loosen now. When I go out, it goes back to small. I can even just make it, even if it's not on focus, I can get this guy to be the normal font size, not just on focus. Let me see around the right there, yeah. Okay. So that's that now the normal guinea. The register button, finally, I will then call on input type of submit. I will say div.form input type equals to what? Submit, right? So I will say first things first, give it a display of block. So it doesn't change. Okay, let's give it a width of 100%. 100%. Okay, give it a padding of let's see 12px. Then give it a font size of 18px. Let's see. Register now. Make that 16. Register now. Give it a font weight of 700. About 600. 500. Let me see if 500 is same thing. Okay. 600. Then leave it like that. Give it a color. Give it a background color. Let me see. Go to the background color of this color. The background color of hash, our normal color, and then a color of our Alice blue. Register now. And then notice that this guy has some sharp edges looking to analog. So I will say border radius of 8px. Give it border. None first. It's not the best form and it's looking too long, but it solves the problem. I can actually, to keep this form shorter, I can pack all this, get this guy shifted a little up, pack all this, instead of putting them line by line, I can bring this one here, put them in a grid format. And we are forgetting one person, this guy. We didn't even attack this guy. Whatever. So this is my form in its simplest way. Shall one more thing I can do on this guy is I want to put a state effect. So if I hover, I will know that I hovered on this guy. So I will call on this guy. I will say hover. I'll give it background color, the same color but a different shade or a lighter shade, a tint, either a tint or a shade. Are you gonna know? So see that effect. So it means that I'm hovering. So okay, I can go to this guy to the top of my form and say something like H1 register. but I want this to be inside the form, so I'm going to make it to the form, register for courses, right? And then I can have something like paragraph, already have an account, I will have something like anchor tag, and I will say sign log in. So let's attack those ones too. I'll go to the top of my style. I like to follow the styles line by line, so just in case I start to look for something. This is my sign up form, which is this guy. This is my form. I'm now inside here. After the form, the first thing I will attack is the form H1. So get this guy. Get this guy and say H1. I'll build a margin. Top and bottom should be 13px, left and right 0. Let's see. But let's increase it to 22. So it's standing on its own. Register for courses. Already registered, log in. Then I'll do the same thing for this guy. I will say paragraph. I will say color. Give it a, I know it's that color already, but I'll give it a different shade or a different tint of that color. Something this much. Go down again. Still increase it. I want it to look as if it's faded. Yeah. So already start. So notice that our anchor tag is not even answering us, Abi, because it has its own environment. So I'll come down here and I'll say H1, anchor tag. So why is our anchor tag not answering? Okay, I'm on the wrong place. This should be on the paragraph, not the H1. It should be here, comma. Yes. So also remove the text decoration. I will say none. And then I'll push this guy to the edge here. So I'll say, actually no, I don't want that anchor tag to have the same color. But I'll push this guy, I'll say text align. I'll say end. It goes to the end, right? Give it a margin right of 32px. Let's see, pushes out a little. 32 is too much. 22 can. Okay. So I want to style the anchor tag separately. Why do I want to do that? I'll give it a text decoration of none. Remove the underline, but then I'll give it a color. I'll give it something greenish because login is different. I'll say something dark green like this. So then I'll call on this paragraph. Give it a I already gave it a margin right. Just give it margin sharp. Margin top and bottom should be 32px, left and right 22. So the spaces out like this. And then we have this guy. So these are from register for courses, already registered, login. I can now put my login link. If I have a login form, if you click there, it takes you to the login form. By the way, that's your assignment. I'm going to create a sign up form and the login form. Then when I click on the login, it takes me to the login form. On the login form, I will also have if you don't have an account, create one. If I click on the create one, it takes me to the sign up form. And then the beautiful thing is that you're going to put this your form in the navigation bar you're creating now. So that's just like in this guy here, you have your sign up on login somewhere here. If I click on sign up, it takes me to the sign up form. Click on login, it takes me to the login form. That is your assignment for today. Any question? Any question? I have another class to start. No question. You have a question? You can ask. How do I? This guy here. That's an icon now. You can always go to From Awesome and get an icon. Or like I said, go through this guy. Sorry, that's HTML. Go to HTML symbols and look for the symbol for that right guy. You can go through either of these guys, either entity, symbols, emojis. One of them should contain that guy. So just put the code, it will show that guy will appear. You style it out to be there. Any other question?
So like this house, that space between that house.
Where is the how to again?
Okay, this one.
Okay.
If I use space, it used to come under.
I don't understand.
It used to come under.
Everything.
It's supposed to be in the same line. That's
How to?
Yes.
Both of them are inside the same anchor tag now.
Okay, but my own it came under. Why would it be in the same line?
Because you gave your anchor tag a weight.
I didn't need it.
Let me see your code. If all these things are UL, the entire box container is a UL. The LI tag contains each of these guys. Then all you need to do is just give the UL. You know how we did now, that display flex, they all go in a straight line and it's a space between. How do I make it scrollable? That is this guy like this. Beautiful. Well, let's quickly say something like that. I will leave this our form first. Go to index. So you can call the other people if they are here already. So I have a nav. Inside that nav I have a UL, Abi, and I have an LI that contains anchor tags. I will just put link for the purpose of time. A very long link. Don't know how long, but it's very long, Shan. Now let's link a CSS. Call that CSS nav2.css. I don't have any nav2, but I'll click and then it will create nav2 for me. So I'll split this nav2 here, and then what do I want to do with nav2? Put my margin 0 padding 0, box sizing border box, box sizing border box. Okay, first things first, my nav, give it a background color. I don't know, background color of saddle brown. Give it a color. Okay, anchor tags no be green, I don't forget. I will tell my anchor tags to have a color, salmon, whatever. Then tell them to have a text decoration of none. They all go away. So how do I get these guys to be in a straight line, Abi? That's your question. Okay, I'll come here and I'll tell this guy that nav UL, give it a background color itself of brown, but then display flex. All the content goes that way. And then I will say justify content. I will say space evenly, and then tell this guy overflow X actually. I will say scroll. So now I can scroll to see the overflowing elements. Okay. Now, I want to do something I forgot. I will tell this nav UL to have a max width of 100 VW. So the width shouldn't go beyond 100 VW. So even if I don't put overflow, it can't go beyond that. So what I need to do, instead of saying screw, I will say auto. What can I ask this guy for us? Like and screw. And for people that are confused about how to get the arrow to be on that edge, let's assume that this is the arrow here. Let me say this here, how should I use for that arrow now? Let me say this paragraph is the arrow. Don't do it like this. So you do know that this guy stretches to the edge. Okay, look at it here. I will tell my nav here, display flex. That guy also goes that way, so it's at that edge now. And then I'll tell my nav to justify content space between, and then I'll tell that paragraph nav p to have a width, so it can have its own environment, even if it is 10px 20. Why is it not shaking? Is the paragraph not into nav? Let's give it a background color to be sure. So I'm getting it. So what's the problem? 50 actually increases. Okay. Okay. So that as I'm scrolling is still there. That's the assignment you're supposed to do in a nutshell. I will remove all these guys as if they never existed. Any other question? Your how to. Like I said before, if you did it the right way, it should not be giving you issues. I have all these anchor tags. Look at how I position them. Anchor tag inside of LI instead of this. So if I call on the UL, I'll say list style none first. Remove that guy for us. They are all cramped up, right? So I'll tell each of them, each of the LI tag, nav ULLI to have a flex basis or a width of okay, not flex basis, let me give them a padding, or use the anchor tag for the padding. So I'll tell the anchor tag to have a padding. That way it will still open up the box. Top and bottom should be, the anchor tag is a block level, is as an inline element, having, so it won't have padding at the top and the bottom, only left and right, but I'll still give padding. Then go ahead and make it an inline block element. So I'll say top and bottom should have 12px, left and right should have 20px. So it spaces out like that. 20px is actually too much. Let's make it 16px. Make this one 8px, and then tell it to display as inline block. So I have this guy. Then I will say anchor tag on hover, just so that I'll be sure. Is background color should be salmon. While the color should be, let's say, brown. So now let's see. Are you seeing that? So there's no way where there's no point where even if I add more text here.
Maybe in that first one, you like how to.
Yeah, and then, because you are giving it, it's trying to minimize space. Okay, look at what you will do here when it does that. We give each of the elements flexible does not work. It is trying to manage space. Okay, since they are all first of all, this is Li, not UL. Let me see if it is a mistake I made. Okay, so it doesn't work. Since they are all justified contents, I'm going to one that I forgot. Give each of these guys a width of flex basis. That's just the only way I see here now. I don't know how much. 100% of these guys should contain all of them. Still doesn't take it. Border 1px solid. 1px solid. Okay. 100% of the Li. Give the ULLI with welcome Alpha. Good morning. So I say 100%. Let me see. How about I say I don't want to use definite width. Just keeps going down and down and down. Display flex. The faculty of space evenly overflow x or so. One switch only if you use time for the UL term. The Li. If I do this, which I don't want to do, if I do flex wrap, it solves it, but I don't want to, as you can see, it solves it, but I don't want to do it because this is supposed to be in a straight line, right? So this is out of the equation. But if I do Li, which are the direct children of UL, and then I say flex shrink, okay, I say 0. So it doesn't shrink again, thank God.
I was thinking that's the Li. Can you also do display inline block?
That's what?
In the Li display inline block.
Inline block, yes, you can still do it. But I like to use flex because flex will give you you can still do justified content, all those things. So easily move. Okay, so flex shrink solves the problem for us. Flex shrink stops that guy from shrinking. Because what it does, that flex has a problem, it always tries to shrink content to fit into the entire container. Okay, another question. Chibi, you can welcome. What's the question? Okay, I don't pass things so. Which thing? This guy here, how to remove it? Beautiful question. You have to go and browse it. I don't know it. I don't remember the name. It's scroll, either scrolls B or scroll something. But I'm going to check it and bring it in the next class. I'm going to see you guys.